We did it, gang. We played the campaign at least twice in the month. Whoa! Only because we had to reschedule from Wednesday to Tuesday today.
Alright, yo.
Wait, we played the game. Well.
Alright, yo.
It's been too long, I don't remember what we did last time.
Are we, alright? I was just about to say, should we get into recap?
I will volunteer.
Woo! Our note taker!
Woo! Actually,
Yay,
question,
the
Scott,
note
you're there, right?
taker.
I'm here.
Okay. Just hella quiet. So I wanted to make sure your like shit was not busted.
Yeah, I'm just a little far away from the mic, and I don't know. My settings might have gotten messed up. Have we played since my computer got changed?
No.
I
Don't think so.
Also, I just thought of this. Hey, do you want just my old microphone? Because it's definitely would make your voice louder than that thing.
No, it's not the microphone. It's just genuinely the way I talk.
Oh, okay. Anyways.
He do be a quiet one.
Fine. So, last
Does
time.
this help at all?
I mean, a tiny
Yeah.
bit.
Okay. That's what I expect.
Yeah, I think it's more a volume
ahead.
thing then.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll fix my settings.
Let's see. Looks like okay. So going back to not just a week ago, but to give some prelude as to why we started where we started a week ago. We ended up going to archives 2 weeks ago. Met a senior archivist, Jacob Edwards. Jacob Edwards. Yes, I have that in 2 different locations. He kind of high key, low key said like, "Fucking got you, losers." And we're working with him more or less at gunpoint. But after that interrogation, not conversation, we decided to return to Phineas's humble abode because it was mentioned in the notes that we found. It was one of the locations of one of the vanishing rooms, and we also decided that it'd probably be the safest location we can talk and not be probably rooted out as suspicious, considering it's just Phineas's workshop. We head there. We decide initially, let's start with something simple-ish in the form of looking at one of the puppets. Phineas goes and collects a puppet. We look at it. You definitely don't use artwork that looks like it was from the Life of P, because you use artwork that is from the Life of P, not looks like.
Shut up.
It's a good reference point for this exact thing of a freaky puppet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do some investigation in that, discover some writing on it. I didn't write down exactly what it said, but it said something along the lines of "until the sea corrodes," which caught all of our attention of just like, more sea shit, you say. Aside from that, Phineas discovers that it is by a JP Crafts partnership with the Artisans of Aberdeen. From there, it's mostly just looking at this doll for a long time and discovering it has strange levels of detail, almost like a heart-like structure in the chest piece. I think probably like a vascular system if we look at it like really deeply. It feels too alive, and considering its weird shit of just kind of looking around and occasionally just, I think, being places it's not supposed to be, it seems like it's actually alive, and with the literally occultish scrawlings on it, it's got something in it. We don't know who. We don't know if it was a who. We just don't really know. Oh yeah. Heart glass is etched. I am Magnus from Skyrim. Head ass. No, that's just my own things. The heart glass looked like the I am Magnus from Skyrim. Apparently. The chest piece is aluminum, letters and markings. Aberdeen was brought up. We tried to see if we knew anything about it. It's 20 to 30 kilometers away, northwest. Abandoned. Seems pretty clean. Until you look inside, which, according to a good friend Danae, who at this point has shown up, it is an absolute, as I described, gore fest of just nightmarish shit and dolls just everywhere. We're like, let's never, ever, under any circumstance, go to this fucking town. That's fucking nightmarish. Or maybe we'll end up going there. Who knows? I don't know. Today, also, more importantly, mentions, hey, this whole place is definitely under watch. Fucking careful. We kind of tell her, like, yeah, we kind of fucked up. A little bit of back and forth. They mention... what do they mention? They mention the different things are on different floors when floor 3 is being watched, when it isn't being watched, hypothetically, by their judgment. Some people that Danae knows a bit closer, a PI, they hint at a PI, but they don't tell us because we've kind of proven that we're not capable at probably not endangering their life. And she's like, I like you guys, but not that much. I was like, you know what? Fair. They mention things like investigator research and locked doors only open when it research areas only open when it can be watched by someone. Between 2 to 4 a.m. it is presumably unattended, or would make the most sense, at least in today's opinion. There's an old acquisitions wing built. There's a future use chambers, which was built somewhere around 200 years ago, needed for something, and then I think recently was just closed off, and its use has been fulfilled, apparently. There is the mention of a Blue Files, a cabinet that has a bunch of files that you can't read unless you have Black Flame, it looks like, which is a very esoteric thing. I rolled ungodly levels of shitty on trying to figure out why it's like that, which is impressive because I had to roll like an education check, and I rolled like the upper 5% of shittiness. Anyways, literally couldn't get much worse. It's suggested to find someone downtown that sells odd antiques for that kind of stuff, which we kind of met that person. Trying to think of like a sight joke I could sneak in there, but I can't really think of anything right now. Black whale causes crazy people. Black whale. Big deposits of oil near the coastlines. Coastal islands, excuse me. Puppets use triple refined whale oil, which is theoretically why they went fucking crazy. Danae knows PI. Something about Danae's fuck buddy. Supervisor for the Institute. Yeah, that sounds about right. Lovecraft. Not Lovecraft, hello. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what it is. The session was mostly just hanging out in Phineas's office. Just trying to kind of figure out our next steps. Which we have a better idea of what we're aiming for now, but I don't know, I feel like we just have a better idea of what we're aiming for. Sorry if that was a bit ramshackle. I also was kind of reading my notes and trying to decipher what they were while saying it.
No worries. All right. You get that point of luck.
Whee! 1 luck. I have 36.
All right.
Oh, also,
So-
we ended with not Phineas. We ended with Danae leaving, so Danae isn't here right now, but we're still in Phineas's office. At least that was the last thing I remember.
All right. So you all, after having a conversation with Denise and being provided a number of potential ways to move forward, including including but not limited to some more information concerning the third level of the archives as well as the second level. What do you guys do? So let's start with Daniel.
No. I don't know if we discussed like. So the archives is going to be open for a period of time. We're not entirely sure. probably better to act faster sooner than later. I can't remember if we were going to go as a group or like individuals, or if none of us were going to go, or if only one of us was going to go.
I think we ended up deciding on all of us going because we all had different information we wanted to find, and it would be the best way to
Yes.
get most of it.
Something
Right.
like splitting up in the archive.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We all go roughly the same time, but we go in
Like
different
splitting
directions
up with a
it.
plan.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is probably pretty good because Galleon isn't good at sneaking. That does affect what I was going to do now. Then, that's cool. I can work with that. He very much wants to look into that Black Flame candle, see if he can acquire one of those. The only place that I, as Garth, know of, well, Daniel, know of would be the place we were sent to on our little test, not test. But considering that works with the Institute, that would almost assuredly be like clocked pretty damn quickly. How about this? He wants to try and see if he can sleuth out any other possible options. Mostly just trying to see if he can avoid kind of Institute's eye on that, which might end up bringing attention more to him. And if he can't find an option, then he will go to the blind lady and see if she, in fact, has a candle. Because he didn't understand it enough to understand what was going on with it. He certainly can't make it. So he has to buy it from somewhere.
All right. So that's what you, so you're thinking of going and trying to at least trying to figure out where you can get one of those. Do you want?
Yeah.
Is there any would you just be trying to think of it right now? You want to make an education check on it?
I would love to. Just straight education. Hup. That's a 9, and that's a 69. 69, my education is 95. There you go.
Okay. With a 69. Nice. You would be able to figure out based on your knowledge of the Institute that if there's one on campus, it's in acquisitions. It's if there's any amount of them on campus, it would be in acquisitions. Though it strikes you that that it's entirely possible that some staff might have some if they're into more esoteric business. Beyond that, the aforementioned blind one would likely seems likely to sell some.
Right. That's about what I was kind of expecting. He just doesn't really have the resources to know much else in this instance. Yeah. Oh! Was someone gonna go look into the dude with the black goo, Peterson? Dr. Peterson, was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, was someone gonna go do that?
Well, Danae had informed us
Yes.
of some of the black goo information about the black goo. But Dr. Peterson, we were wondering, possibly, we were realizing more of, like, why did he send us to that corridor if he seems to be part of this never-ending never-dying group of investigators that seem to have possibly have, like, actual control over, like, the main objectives of the Institute here.
Okay.
But if we wanted to, we could go talk to Dr. Peterson specifically, but I remember that last time when y'all had talked with him, it was noted that he specifically seemed like he couldn't really give us any more information. Like, he physically was incapable of it. So,
like, not
I don't
entirely
know,
just it was forgotten, but it was like
Yeah,
literally
like he
locked off.
physically is incapable, probably magically, or something.
That makes sense. Okay.
So
in
it
that
might not be.
case-
It might be just more useful to look that kind of stuff up in the archive when we go, versus trying to go and talk to him.
In
It's something
that
we could look for.
case, yeah, I'll ignore him for the time being. Then never mind. I will go. I hunt down the blind lady. It's gonna be hard. She can't really get around that easily. I'll suggest a shop. He would head there, but he would also try to, like, I don't know, like, kind of lose his trail, sort of thing, because he assumes, like, the fucking place Venice was just in was being watched. It's like, yeah, they're definitely gonna, like, send someone off to keep an eye on me. It was like he's going to try and split off and not be followed as he goes in there. I mean, like, fucking, she might just rat him out anyways. It wouldn't be a surprise. But, like, he has to try, damn it!
Alright. I'm gonna see if I can find her name scrolling up the game chat.
That's a good idea. Did I write it down by chance?
Probably it would have been in one of those first.
Please, but...
Hey, oh,
Elizabeth Taylor?
Yes.
Let's go!
All right. So you leave the Institute's campus and begin to go down the street towards Elizabeth Taylor's
Humble abode.
Yeah, humble abode built into the side of it. So as you're doing that, what is Fenice doing?
Fenice, I guess I'm assuming we're like using up the time while we're waiting for it to be night to go together into the archive.
Yeah.
And like individually doing research.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then Fenice would probably want to do a little bit more personal, in-depth research on the puppet.
Okay.
I think
I spell you. There it is.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn between I, Quail, the player, kind of want to know what the interesting thing of, like, what does this puppet have to say? Like, what is up with the puppet? But I know that Fenice would be horrified and not want the possibility of accidentally turning it back on or bringing it alive or anything, but would have the, like, need to understand. So I'm trying to think of.
You could roll. Let's see. What are the main stats?
Like, I don't want to turn it on or, like, make it alive. I just want to understand, like, why are the puppets here? Are they a part of why the room keeps disappearing? I don't know. Is it part of any of this stupid? Obviously, it seems pretty clearly wrapped in this whale stuff. Is there anything else? Like, why? Also, probably wants to learn more about the oil that seem to turn them evil or something, and like why that happened. The ones from the city, I guess.
Okay, and you're
But
seeing
they seem clearly linked to this guy.
Okay, and you're torn between investigating the puppet itself or its fuel source.
Yeah, because I don't know what exactly I would be able to like, I'm not Fenice, so I don't really know what I would be able to do with the puppet without like trying to fix it to be able to investigate it any further than we already have. But I want to be able to understand why this puppet is similar to the ones in the city, and so why the ones in the city kind of like were turned by that oil stuff.
Okay. Mm.
But I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what exactly I should.
Which one you should do?
Yeah.
In
Or
that,
how to do it.
So I'd say if you're going to try and learn more about basically tinker with the puppet more,
Mhm.
see if you can learn anything more about it. That would be a, let's see here. Depending on what you want to learn, that would either be an education check or a clockwork or a clockwork check, and it's called, what is it called, clockwork repair.
Okay.
So if you're trying to just like investigate the puppet itself,
Mhm.
if you're trying to investigate its if you're trying to look into why does its fuel source triple refined whale oil, why did it make the puppets in Aberdeen go crazy?
Yeah.
That would be instead, it would be an education check for that, or it would
Okay.
be and that would be an education check, going to the level 1 of the archives to pull up old information, I'd say.
Okay. And then the other thing, like, is there any other way we could, like, because the only other thing I would want to see is how this puppet is tied to the whales more. Would that also be something I could probably find on, like, level 1 of the archives? Or whatever you said?
Yes, potentially.
Okay. So then I think Phineas would probably would pack the puppet up, put it back up in the room that it's supposed to after closing it all back up.
Mhm.
And after the others have left the shop and closed up shop, and gone to the archives then to try to look up those things, to try to understand why the puppets of Aberdeen went crazy. What about their fuel source, like, was different? Like, is there anything that he can understand that they can then use to, if they go back to the puppet, like, figure out why mechanically or whatever it worked that way? It ended up making them go crazy, kind of thing. If there's not something obvious in the books, or if they can't find something like that, or even both, something about like trying to figure out. It clearly seems tied to the whales. Can we find anything that proves that? I guess.
Okay. In that case, sure thing. So you get up and you put away the puppet. And when you do, as you're bringing it back upstairs and putting it away, you notice that the other puppets, when you enter the room, are all like faced towards you.
Hmm.
They don't seem like they've moved. They're just all faced towards the door now.
Like their whole bodies or just their faces?
Just the head.
That's creepy.
Mm-hmm. As you go and you put this puppet, you string this puppet up back where it was being held, just in the back of the room. It's you can't seem to shake the feeling that you are being watched. As you begin to go to the archives and investigate and see if you can basically draw a link between the puppets in Aberdeen, which were brought up, and the whale oil and anything else. Okay, so you're doing that now. Forest, what are you doing?
I had something last time, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember what it was that I was going to do. It was a separate investigation thing. It might have been to go check out the goo.
So Dr. Pearson actually just like check see what they found.
Yeah.
I guess the research hall would be.
What exactly was it that Danae had said about the goo? Like, what did we already know about that again?
Yeah, like, I know Danae told us
My notes are a
something,
little
so
spotty
I
on
can't
that.
remember.
Yeah, because I've forgotten at this point. Because I remember Scott. The only thing that I remember that you had said at the end of last time that you were going to do is you really wanted to go to the archive level 2.
Okay, that's what it was. Well,
Yeah,
what
but
was said about the goo then?
I don't
So-
remember what was said about.
So I believe that's actually one of the things y'all named the session after, which is Danae sending a telegram of some of that information, and then coming over and providing y'all the rest. So among other things, Danae had said that it seems as though they have the research hall has concluded their investigations into what that substance was. For one, two, they found that that for that it seemed to have psychologically damaging properties. Uh, and three, I'm trying to remember what the third thing was.
They had like gone and moved it to somewhere else for testing, right?
Yeah. Yes. They had moved the sample to the let's see. Trying to recall. Brain is hazy.
These weak arms are heavy.
Oh shit. It's vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti?
Well,
Okay, so then if I wanted to go to
Oh, so it was a biohazard, and they had moved it to and they had actually moved the sample to the to the hospital wing for biohazard containment.
Yeah, I thought what the other thing I was gonna do was go to the archives, but I was like, I can't remember what specifically I was supposed to look up in the archives. Oh, wait a second.
where does your whimsy take you, sir?
I was gonna go to the floor 2 of the archives to investigate and like find out what I could about Carmine being
Mhm.
older than he should be.
All the old people that are too
Yeah.
old.
Everyone who is around and was the same 60 years ago. Oh my god, are they using whale oil to keep themselves young?
That'd be funny.
Like fucking I don't know, I can only think of 101 Dalmatians like Cruella de Vil ass shit.
Oh my
mean,
god.
The whale oil is coming off like with the vibes of like this is the blood of the earth, and it's pissed at you for ruining it, kind of shit.
Yeah, so it's like it would make sense if that would be one of the things that would be the thing of like, oh, they're using this to keep themselves alive.
Yeah.
And it's making the whales angry.
And the whales have decided it's too much.
When a third storm comes, the whales are going to
It's-
rise up
oh
in
my
the
God,
water and come at us.
We're literally playing the horror version of the B movie.
Oh my god, you're
God,
What a horrible
Damn it,
but
Cornelia.
accurate way to put that.
You've
I
solved
hate
your
that so
puzzle.
much because I can't say you're wrong entirely.
We've solved your whale puzzle.
Oh,
Damn,
whale
okay,
lord!
well, then you
Oh
know-
my god,
then-
you're the whale lord!
then- In that case, now you know your next step is to convince a human woman that she wants to both bang a whale and in the process cuck her husband and also win a
Fiancé.
human rights
Lawsuit.
not
lawsuit
gonna lie.
in a whale rights lawsuit in court with the whale as the defendant.
Case
Forrest would
closed.
be down to be the human woman in this situation.
You're gonna fuck a whale?
He's got nothing else to live for.
So he'll
Wow.
die like a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Forrest, my boy, my dad.
I want to go to floor 2 of the archives and investigate the people who were too old.
But we're all gonna go together.
Was it?
Was that
We were
something
going to
we were gonna
floor 3 together.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
think-
do. No, floor 2 is where we're
Oh, okay.
going. We don't have access. Floor 3 is the disappearing one. We
It-
can
it-
possibly
right.
get to floor
Yes, you're
3 from floor 2.
Well, okay, here's what I will say is we
Yes.
can still go together, but Forrest specifically wants to find a different piece of information.
Right. So you might be there
Well,
longer.
I thought we were all gonna
You
split
might.
up once we got to the archive, so
That's
that way we could all
true.
find our own different information.
I just
There's also
literally
a
Because
point-
it's
don't know.
different information that
I
they
just
want to
don't
find
know
too.
what Forrest would be doing if it wasn't just going
Otherwise.
into the archives.
That's fair. I will bring up a small
That's very
potential.
fair.
I can't guarantee anything on that. If you go in there, because Carmine basically unlocked it at your behest, if you go in there, it might end up being locked after you leave.
Afterwards,
So we might
yeah.
not gain access to it.
That
because
would
like,
be
oh,
the
they got
chance.
their research time. That was their only
Oh,
shot.
Then, oh wait, Carmine's out of the area. I was gonna go investigate his apartment building first.
Right, you were gonna do a B&E!
That's what it was.
That's
I was like,
what
I'm
it was.
investigating this bitch. It's all the
We
same.
did it, guys! 3 fucking idiots after 2 weeks remembered one fact, which is I'm breaking and entering.
Yeah, well, no, I have a key.
It's the
I thought
breaking and
it was
entering!
entering. Well, no.
Now it's
just
entering.
It's just
It's
entering.
just
Okay.
entering.
Okay, fine. I can only arrest you for entering the house unlawfully, I guess? I don't know. I don't know where
No,
this is going.
he was given permission.
I
Forrest
have
was
a
given
key.
permission.
Damn.
And
You have
Forrest
this
was
on-
given permission.
Man, you have this
Carmine
court
is
case
not
on
the
No,
lock and
but to
key.
be there.
Carmine is not the kind of person who would
Oh, Jesus.
you would conceive of someone actually attempting to trespass his place.
If they know who they're trespassing, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They won't.
Forrest,
Forrest,
I was gonna do first. That's what it was. I couldn't
Oh,
remember.
Forrest,
what
being a
that
rat
was.
man.
Forrest, like the rat he is.
Forrest being himself.
All right. In that case, we're gonna start off with Daniel's expedition.
Muffin.
Was that a muffin?
Sorry, Daniel was eating a cornbread muffin.
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 Sorry.
Are there any other bread or chip related products in the house?
Yes. Do you want chips?
Yes.
I still have some of the Pringles you got me.
go.
Give.
You want Pringles?
You really bought them long term for yourself.
I keep everything long term for myself. Are you fucking kidding?
No, I'm talking about Getza because they bought you the friggin' Pringles.
This is true.
And I am the only one, I think, who has tasted them.
No,
I
I've had a
one or
I
two.
had some.
I
Okay.
haven't had very
I
many.
just make myself stop or I'll eat the whole damn thing.
Exactly.
Would you like some Pringles?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Pringle delivery time.
Pringle delivery.
Pringles, Las Vegas.
Pringles delivery.
Pringles, Las Vegas.
Pringles, 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 Pringles.
Pringles.
We are so fucking annoying as human beings.